Yo, what's up, guys? You got pokeaim here, coach of the Bronx Beartics, with this week's team builder. Now, I am taking on Jolt once again, coach of the Kansas City Jirachiefs. This is the rematch. There is still a playoff chance for me, guys. For everybody that keeps asking, yes, there is still a playoff chance for me. It's pretty slim, but I could be the wild card. I basically have to, I think, win out my division, and I'm not talking about like pretty much second place. I don't think I can be first unless Jolt loses a few times, and I think if Jolt loses a few times, it actually is worse for me, because then if he loses a few times, people in my division, I'm in competition with Lars and Gio, who is also in my conference. So in order for me to make playoffs, I believe I have to win out, and then they also have to lose, Gio and Lars, or have worse differential than me, and that's pretty tough because my differential is pretty bad. But there is still a chance at me making playoffs, and we're gonna fight for it, okay? I promise you, we're going to be fighting for it. Now, I do want to give a big shout out to my boy Atrix for actually making this little layout thing on the side. I thought it was pretty cool. It was suggested in the comments that I try something like that. So I figured this is really basic, but it's easy, and it looks nice, and it has my channel scheme colors. So thank you so much, Atrix. It's definitely, it's not a meme, bro. It's nice. Anyway, so if you look at Jolt's team, Celesteela, Zemon, Breloom, Arcanine, Gardevoir, Seismitoad, Rotom, which is also another Zemon, Mega Venusaur, Hydreigon, Aerodactyl, Alolan Persian, and Durant. Now, last time he brought Celesteela, which was a defensive toxic set with Shockwave, Heavy Slam, Earthquake. He also brought defensive Mega Venusaur, defensive Breloom, Specs Gardevoir, Scarf Hydreigon with Defog, and then Stealth Rock, Earthquake, Aerial Ace, Toxic Aerodactyl, if I'm not mistaken. So that was like his Salazzle check. And then he had Scarf Hydreigon, and then defensive Breloom plus defensive Venusaur. So pretty much my Zygarde did nothing last time we played. Even though it had potential versus him, I just didn't click block. I brought a block Zygarde, I didn't click block versus Celesteela. It could have actually done a lot of work, but I didn't click it at the time. Last time he stayed in the Scout. So I figured if he wants to bring anything like that sort of build, I'm bringing Choice Band Zygarde this time. Last time he stayed in with Celesteela, and that threw me off completely because he wants to scout to see the damage. This time, if he's going to scout to see the damage, you can go ahead and take this 60% from this Choice Band 1,000 arrows. Now, Pokemon I think an offensive Celesteela is really likely. Also, I want to give a shout out to Maddie Brolic and Gypsy King for working with me on the team. I've been working with them for a couple weeks now, and it's been a lot of fun, and I appreciate them supporting me. It's a lot of fun, and they're some of the best in league play, so thank you guys. Anyway, I expect an offensive Celesteela this time because I have a Magnezone. Like, originally, I have a few variations of the team. Originally, one of them had Magnezone, but thinking about it, if he brings Double Grass again, and if it's on offensive, like Fire MZ Celesteela, Ground MZ for Celesteela, like if it's regular Fire Blast, Magnezone could have taken it. If it's Earthquake, I guess if I was Shukaberry, I could have taken it or something, but I expect an offensive Z-move Celesteela. I think it's a little bit better versus me. I'm not quite sure how he's going to adapt for like Linoon, Licky Licky, and Magnezone, which I have. I don't think Scarf Hydreigon is the way to go versus me this time. In fact, Scarfers are actually they hold him back, I want to say. Because if a Scarfer is locked into the wrong move, honestly, any Scarfer locked into any move means that potentially Belly Drum Linoon can put it in work. So I don't expect the Scarf Hydreigon. I do expect Hydreigon because it's faster than Zygarde and helps out with Nicorazma and whatnot, but I don't expect Scarf. Maybe Mix, maybe Specs. Those are all options. Specs is definitely deadly, but I have ways to set up on that as well. I don't think I expected Rotom. Mega Venusaur for sure. And maybe another Breloom form. So anyway, I'm bringing Choice Band Zygarde this time. It's 1,000 arrows, Extreme Speed, 1,000 waves, and Zen Headbutt. This time I put Zen Headbutt on it because Fizz Def Breloom, Max Fizz Def Breloom, 2 KO'd easily by Zen Headbutt. Easily. If that wants to be his initial switching. And that is the main switching to Breloom, to 1,000 arrows that he does have on his team. That is just the main switching that he does have. By the way, check out Jolt. His channel link will be down below. But it is his main switching. Besides that, everything else doesn't appreciate 1,000 arrows. Like, besides that, nothing else resists it. Extreme Speed is nice. I was going max attack at first, but I decided, okay, I can sacrifice some attack, go 60 Spadef, and this actually lets me take Scarf Moonblast from Gardevoir like 100% of the time for the most part. I believe it's 100% of the time. It lets me take Scarf Moonblast from Gardevoir, and the speed allows me to outspeed a regular Gardevoir, so a non-Scarf Gardevoir, and then Thousand Arrows still does enough to the point where if I have Stealth Rock up, I can 2-hit KO Venusaur with some good rolls with Zen Headbutt. So let's fizz that Venusaur. So that's really, really nice. So I thought Zen Headbutt would be a really nice call this time. Helps me a little bit versus his answers to Zygarde. Now, Necrozma is actually coming this time too, and I didn't bring it last time because I was really worried about Hydreigon, but I realized, and Celesteela, but I realized that his double grasses are really annoying. But with this, the idea of this team is, like last time I just got beat down by Breloom and Venusaur. This team is not weak to Breloom at all, and you guys will see what I mean. But this Necrozma is faster than Timid Breloom, or Jolly Breloom. I'm timid, but I'm faster than Jolly Breloom. I have enough special attack to always 2-hit KO Hydreigon with Signal Beam, and the HP investment and the special defense for special defense mean that Specs Timid Hydreigon's Dark Pulse never OHKOs me from full. Now I have Signal Beam, Photon Geyser, Stealth Rock, Moonlight. The interesting thing about Necrozma is if he doesn't see an item on it, he might be thinking on Fire MZ or I guess Rock MZ would be a decent like secondary option too, because it's neutral on Celesteela. Still does a crap load. Smacks Arcanine as well as Hydreigon. Does like 70% to Hydreigon, so that's also an option. So basically, if he doesn't see an item on this thing, especially with the wish support that I do have on this team, like he has to guess my Z, basically. And I like this mon a lot because Signal Beam is able to 2-hit KO Hydreigon. That's his only, and also 2-hit KO Alolan Persian. Psychium Z Photon Geyser nukes Durant. It also does like almost 50% to offensive Celesteela, and it pretty much nukes Venusaur, so it doesn't matter if it's max Death, though it wouldn't be. And I think using this as my Stealth Rocker, so Stealth Rock are really, really, really important in this game. Wearing down Celesteela, wearing down Aerodactyl. I think wearing down Aerodactyl is a huge thing too, because I actually am bringing Salazzle this time, and it's a really big threat versus his team, and his best response is definitely Aerodactyl speed-wise. Speed-wise, besides that, Salazzle outspeeds his entire team. So I want a Psychium Z. Gives me that nuke versus Arcanine, gives me that nuke versus Venusaur, Durant, and again, it also just does a good chunk to offensive Celesteela, close to 50%. So, but yeah, being faster than Breloom was really important. It's not likely that he'd bring a Jolly Breloom versus me, but just in case. Last time he brought max defense, max HP, relaxed nature, but the relaxed part was mainly because I had a stack attacker. So his Venusaur and his Breloom were relaxed, and he wanted to make sure they didn't take anything from Gyro Ball, which makes perfect sense. So next up, we have Salazzle. Now, there's a few sets here that I was thinking about. Scarf was definitely one of them that we talked about, but this is the set that honestly, and shout out to Gator too, because we were, he was talking about how, because I showed him like some of the builds that we were working on, and he was like, I like Salazzle, but I don't know if I like Scarf, because do you really want to be locked in the Scarf Toxic? And honestly, I think he was right. So this is a set that I ended up thinking was really solid versus him, which is Sub-Toxic, Protect Flamethrower with Corrosion. I can Toxic Venusaur and Toxic Celesteela, and this works really well with my Licky, as you guys will see. But basically, Salazzle can poison his entire team. It forces switches. I ran max HP and only like 4 special attack, because with 0 special attack investment, I guarantee OHKO max HP Breloom, and that's pretty much the only thing I need to get rid of. If I ran max special attack, I still don't 2-hit KO Gardevoir most of the time, and I always knock out Durant, which is the speed that I actually ended up hitting. Originally I was faster than Persian, but I thought that the only Persian that could actually deal with me would be like a power gym set, and even then it's like not likely to do much versus me. So it's decent. I don't know, maybe I'll consider that assuming I make playoffs and I play Jolt. But the rest was just put in the special defense because it gives me some chances to live Sludge Bomb from Venusaur. I always live Giga Drain, always HP Ice. Last time we brought HP Ice, Synthesis, Giga Drain, and Sludge Bomb. So sometimes with 52 Speed F and 252 HP, I can live Sludge Bomb. My sub can live Sludge Bomb. It's a low chance because Venusaur has a good special attack, but my Salazzle can actually live. Actually, we're going to calc this because I think I might have been calcing with Venusaur with special attack investment, and I'm not 100% sure. But Sub-Toxic, Protect, Flamethrower. I thought that Toxic would be really nice, especially be supporting the Licky Licky. Because I'll actually show you the Licky Licky set real quick. But as you can see, it's Wish, Protect, Refresh, Knockoff. So I thought Toxic would be really nice because this allows Licky Licky to 1v1 all Celesteela. This allows Licky Licky to 1v1 Mega Venusaur. And again, Salazzle in this game puts in so much work. Like in this game, it can put in so much work because the fact that he just doesn't appreciate being poisoned, and this also lets me get away with poisoning Aerodactyl, and with sub Protect, I pretty much rack up turns of poison. So yeah, Mega Venusaur 0 special attack investment does 24 to 28%. But after Black Sludge recovery, it's pretty much a 5 KO. Black Sludge for Protect. So even if he breaks myself the first time, I still get Black Sludge. I can Protect as he's going for Sludge Bomb again because that's his best move. I can sub. I can play off the rolls and whatnot. And yeah, I didn't think special attack investment was necessary because I still 2 KO max HP Celesteela with Flamethrower. And for the most part, I probably Toxic Celesteela anyway, just because I want my Licky Licky to be able to do and work. And again, the cool thing about this thing is it also gives me a poison immunity, which I don't care too much about. So, so far 3 Pokemon that can deal with Breloom. Let's talk about number 4. We have Choice Scarf, Heracross, Jamming coming once again this time. I brought it last time. I'm bringing it again this time. It's faster than Scarf Gardevoir. Rest was put into attack, and then the EVs were split from there. I have Guts, I have Sleep Talk, so I'm 100% a Breloom switching if Breloom wants to bring Spore this time. Last time it didn't bring Spore, this time it could. I just want to be prepared for anything. Basically between this, Salazzle, Necrozma, my Zen Headbutt on Zygarde, that grass type is not going to beat me this time. I know it might look like I'm over preparing, but it's more like I'm just being prepped necessarily for Breloom because it is a threat. I do expect it to come. I think it's extremely good versus me. It's his only ground resist, so it's definitely coming. And by that I mean like literally his only ground resist because of 1,000 arrows. So I think it's definitely coming. And Sleep Talk Guts boost close combat to a choice band set if I'm asleep. Same thing with Knockoff and Megahorn. And again, like if I'm an example where Breloom does go for Spore and I get a Heracross, depending on what I pick, like if I get Sleep Talk, 2 moves will OHKO Breloom if it's an offensive one. If it's defensive, I'll still do a ton to it in either way. But, and basically a Sleep Talk, Heracross, if it gets close combat, he switches into Aerodactyl, I'll die. If he gets Megahorn and he switches into Gardevoir, I'll die. If I get Knockoff and he gets in Hydreigon, amazing. Absolutely amazing. So pretty much all my moves are solid for the most part versus what he could bring in if I Sleep Talk. And I really like Heracross for that speed control. Originally it was Moxie, but I think abusing his sleep is just super smart. And it allows my Heracross to actually just be a consistent switch into Breloom. So, next up, we have Licky Licky, my boy Gypsy King. Now, this Licky Licky ZV spread is guaranteed to take a Specs Psyshock and a Specs Moonblast from Gardevoir and not be 2-hit KO'd after leftovers recovery, so I can Wish Protect on that. I like Knockoff a lot. It's really supported by the fact that Salazzle toxics every single member on his team. So Wish Protect, Knockoff, being able to get rid of Celesteela's leftovers, Shuckaberry, Shed Shell, seeing if it's Z-move, potentially Aerodactyl's leftovers. It brought leftovers last time if I'm not mistaken. Hydreigon's item, Life Orb Choice Scarf, Gardevoir's potential Choice Specs, Choice Scarf, so it actually can't do much to me at all. And even potentially Breloom's Toxic Orb. Awesome. Now, I chose Refresh over Heal Bell because I thought it's smarter for me to, one, Refresh is 32 PP. So let's actually count the PP on this Pokemon. We got 16, 16, 32, and 32. If I technically wanted to, and if he can't beat this, I could literally sit there the entire battle, Wish Protect, click Knockoff, Refresh, and put like 90 seconds per turn, and literally timer stall him with this Pokemon just because of all its high PP moves. This Pokemon in itself does over 60 turns easily, because these are all obviously 64, plus another 32 right here. So like this Pokemon in itself, almost 100 turns of moves in itself, and it's fat. He doesn't OHKO anything except for maybe like a superpower from Breloom or a boosted bulk up Drain Punch or something like that. I also take Draco Meteor and superpower from Life Orb Hydreigon. And this is really nice, and I thought Refresh was just better than Heal Bell again because for the most part, this will be my status absorber. I'm only going Heracross for literally sleep, and besides that, I think this is best because all the mons that could technically beat me with Toxic, in theory, they don't. because of Refresh. And Heal Bell obviously only has 8 PP. While it does, like I said, support the team, I think it's just a little bit better to support Licky Licky. Oblivious means he cannot taunt me, so Aerodactyl can't taunt me if he does have it on that. What other members learn taunt? I think Gardevoir as well learns taunt. I'm pretty sure I lose taunt Gardevoir. And Hydreigon also learns taunt. And I think Alolan Persian, yes. So I think that's the only members on his team that knows taunt. Off the top of my head, I'm pretty sure that is. But yeah, so Oblivious means he cannot taunt me, and I can wish past everything. And the great thing about wish passing is one of these things this thing definitely forces in is, or brings in, is Venusaur. So I can wish past to Necrozma, I can wish past to Salazzle for pretty much free. Because nothing Venusaur can do can beat them. And especially if he's running the same set as last time, he definitely can't touch them. So I can just wish pass to those. They stay alive. And Licky Licky is really just here to be the glue of the team. This is the thing holding the team together. It's just going to be able to wish pass, sponge up them hits, and keep on going. This thing takes absolutely nothing. It's not 2-hit KO by Adamant Heavy Slam from Celesteela. Adamant Max Attack Heavy Slam if he wants to run a more offensive variant. Last time he wrote a Brave Nature Max Attack. So this is not 2-hit KO by that. And it just really does support the team. Last but not least, we have Gator, my Mega Gyarados. Now, you see that first move, we got Avalanche. So Avalanche is an ice type attack that is 60 base power, right? But when you go second, it becomes 120 base power. And it also always makes you go second. So if I take damage that turn, it's 120 base power. The idea of this is, because Mega Gyarados does have Mode Breaker, it does not care about Thick Fat on Venusaur. So let's say I Dragon Dance, right? And his initial response is a max defense, max HP Venusaur at full HP. Smart. That's a good initial response. I'll take an Ice Fang anyway. I go for Avalanche, so I get hit by Giga Drain first. Take around close to 50%, I want to say. And Avalanche does 86 to 101% to Venusaur. And after that, I can just outspeed him, knock him out with Waterfall, and that's it. Ice Fang is the other ice move because at +1 with Stealth Rock Up, guarantee KOs Hydreigon. And this also gives me a hit versus Breloom, so just in case I'm not Mega'd, I don't have to obviously take super effective damage from Mach Punch if he has ring a more offensive one. Last time he was Facade, Drain Punch and Seed Bomb, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, plus Bulk Up. So this helps me a lot versus that, and just gives me that ice move that he doesn't have coverage versus in general. So, and then Waterfall obviously is there for Arcanine with Mode Breaker. I don't care about size until it's Water Absorb. Also gives me a nice move versus Celesteela and Aerodactyl. The speed investment allows me to outspeed Durant at +1. Which I think was pretty much just necessary because the bulk lets me take Scarf Gardevoir's Moonblast anyway. And basically, that means that it doesn't matter if Scarf Gardevoir comes in because I can either Dragon Dance again, A, or B. If I'm already Mega, I can Dragon Dance again. Or stay in regular form, I can Dragon Dance again. Or B, I can just Waterfall and knock him out. Or put him in range in the next one. So basically, since I never go down to Scarf Gardevoir's Moonblast, the bulk was necessary. This also lets me take on Arcanine a little bit better. Celesteela. And Intimidate's really nice for putting in on Breloom, Arcanine, offensive Celesteela, and whatnot. So that is the team that we are bringing for the rematch versus Jolt. The battle will be going up Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern. That's the one I always try and shoot for, and I'm hoping he agrees with that. Basically, I put Moonlight here because it's nice recovery, reliable recovery versus Venusaur. But if I have Wish support, I don't have to show that, which is really nice. And the cool thing about Necrozma is the second he doesn't see an item, the second he sees the damage from Photon Geyser or Signal Beam or something like that, he's going to know or suspect offensive. So like this could really bluff a lot versus him, which is why I think is a good choice. So thank you, Gypsy King and Maddie Brolic, for the help with all the building. I appreciate it. And I hope you guys are looking forward to the rematch, because I know I am. I really want to win. I really need to win if I want to make playoffs, but I really want to win is the big thing. So let me know your guys' thoughts on the team. Of course, you can leave that down below. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye, friends.